Everybody doing? I am Coach Lee. I am here tonight. Hopefully Dawn will be on and we could talk about her thing that she has been dealing with. She's actually going to do a video over on it. But how's everybody doing? It was a long weekend. Oh gosh, y'all, listen. Let me tell you what I did do. Sleep, sleep, and sleep. I did hang out with my friends. I actually literally just came through the door now. I was like, I am walking through the door, but I was like, I gotta do my live, gotta take care of my people. And so today I saw a lot of shenanigans happening over the weekend, which I expected it to be. Just a lot of crazy stuff. I was watching, and today I want to talk about Black women to please stop promoting bad hair practices. Like I'm like looking at stuff, and Dawn and I was having this conversation about the fact that her and I have a different approach to things. Whereas I will say something if you leave something in a comment, and she just like just don't give it any, don't give it any weight to it. But it's hard not to, because if you're giving a bad if you're giving like bad information, right? Say something like, oh, you don't have to wash your hair. Like, somebody is going to come right behind that and say, yeah, you don't have to wash your hair. No, no. So I have to comment. I'm like, I can't leave that there because somebody's going to pick that up. It's like when we see someone doing a bad practice, right? When I'm on TikTok and I'm looking at somebody, like I just saw this lady roller brush this lady's hair, and it was so fine, and she had the heat directly on to this young lady's hair. And after she brushed it, she was like 425, and she takes the hair and she starts flat ironing the hair. And so then she tells the young lady to move her hair around because look how it's bouncy and everything. And I'm like, no, it's not bouncy. It's thinned out, and it's actually so thinned out, and it's fried. It's over processed. I don't know why a lot of us think that because we don't have any chemicals in our hair that we could just fry our hair and our hair is going to be in good standings. It's not going to be in good standing. So I look at the comments, and it's over 2,000 comments, and they're like, where you located at? What was that you used? And I'm like, did y'all not see the fact that this young lady hair was just fried unnecessarily because they don't know any better? So it's like we give out advice to people, and I'm like, do you can't do that either. You understand what I mean? So I am going to be doing a video on it. Now, Dawn was having some issues and she will be on, but Dawn will kind of share with you guys. She had a real bad allergic reaction, and she was talking about doing a video on that, which is going to be really, really good. In other news, in the shenanigans, also that I saw before I get started on the actual topic, was clients with the whole thank you, who's this, squeeze 60 and 91, thank you, clients who are going to the salons. I watched this lady. I know she was from either Caribbean or I don't know where she was from, but she had an accent, and she braided the girl hair, and I'm like, oh, it looks nice. So the girl she's filming her, so she braided the girl hair all the way back. I don't know if you guys saw, it was on TikTok. The lady, all the way towards the end, you know how you're cutting off the little scragglies or whatever? She's cutting those off. Hey, Philly, shout out to Philly. Hey. So she started cutting off the ends of the weave so it won't look all, scraggly or whatever. The young lady said, you cut my hair. She turns back to her with the camera and say, oh, you cut my hair. And pulls the hair and was like, you cut my hair, I'm not paying you. I'm like, what? Now you can clearly see it was like evident that she was full of BS. I'm just gonna say it. I was like, nah, she with the BS. And so the lady was like, where did I cut your hair? She said, you cut my hair, I'm not paying you. So they went immediately and locked the doors, and they were like, call 911, which I really thought was the smart thing to do, because I was like, oh, she never wanted to pay. So she was like, oh, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? I'm scared. I'm gonna call my dad. I'm like, you could call whoever. You need to pay that lady. So the lady said, she was like, you cut my hair. So the manager comes over and she's like, where did she cut your hair? Show us on the floor where you see your hair at. And the young lady could not tell them where the hair was. She was just like, you cut my hair, you cut my hair. I said, she either done did this before or I don't know, but it was so tasteless. And I'm gonna say this for those of you clients that go into a salon and get your hair done and then try to make a complaint about it and say you're not gonna pay. I think they should put you guys all the way in the jail. I think you are the epitome. Work tonight. I think you are the epitome of class, a classless person. I think you are a thief, and I think you are a hustler. To go in there, you are a low of low. Because you think about this, especially in our salons, you think about the work that somebody stands there and do for 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, however long it is. They take their time, they take their gift, and they put it into you, and they're trusting you that you're going to pay. Because I've already had videos where I talk about how it's classless for a client to, I mean, that's a hairstylist to turn to you and ask you for the money before your service is done. But then you turn around, and I'm not saying all of us, but you're turning around and you do the most horrible thing is turn around and say, oh, well, you cut my hair. You can't show proof that she cut your hair. I'm looking at the lady holding the ends of the hair. Your hair, if your hair was that long, you should have just braided your own hair, but you didn't. And I'm like, the lady hair, you can see where the lady hair stops at. I said, she's just doing too much. She's a thief. So I just feel like if you're going into the salons, ladies, and you don't want to pay, don't go into the salons. Go to Kiki around the corner who will do your hair for $20 and just walk around with a $20 hairdo. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're comfortable with it, then that's okay. But to go into somebody's establishment that works hard, they have to pay all the bills that you see in there and to walk in there and to not pay for the service, that's another level of hood foolishness. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, come on, y'all. So that was that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was hopefully Don come on here soon. They need to call 12 if there is no compensation for services. They need to call 12. What's 12? Reese, hey, how you doing anyway? What is that? What's 12? 12 is the if there's no converse and no compensation. I don't know what that means. Is that the channel station or the police? I'm not sure, but I just was like, that's really, really horrible. And then the last one, I was like, no, I have to mention the police. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm getting too old, child. I don't understand. I don't even know what they call them down here in Miami. What do they call them 12 now? Is that the new one? Okay. The last one I want to talk about is the influencer. She's an influencer. She is a cosmetologist. She is also, but her field is makeup artist, and I think she sells candles. Her name is Jackie Anai. I think it's Anai, something like that. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I watched the video. I guess this happened earlier in November, like or in October, late October, where she got this hairstyle where she do the braids, and at the bottom you like scrunch it up like a pom pom. I don't know what they call them, pom pom braids. I'm not sure. And so she did them all the way around. And when you look at it, I'm kind of like, ooh, that's a little what's wrong. But I said, let me see what she's going with it, because I paid attention to a few of her videos. And I was like, she got a lot of style and class. So she probably going to really make this hairstyle really come to life. And she did. But I looked, and people, what she did do was she had them to clear out all the negativity. So I saw another young lady that put a video up about the video where she did her hair. And what she does her installations on live, right? She'll have the person come in and she'll do it on live, or she'll post, what they did. And the Black women, I am born and raised in Miami, Florida. That's where I'm from. Miami, Florida, 305. My mother is from the Bahamas. Anyway, so she does this, and the young lady was saying in the comments, she said, you guys, they was calling her a monkey. They were calling her, oh, that hairstyle's ugly. Where you at? So we can, because you're supposed to straighten out the hair. When I'm like, you're not supposed to straighten out. If you're getting your hair braided, you're not supposed to straighten out your hair. So they were telling her, where you at? You need to come to my shop. They were saying all kind of like crazy things to this person. Now, mind you, I hope I'm saying her name right, Jackie Anaya. She is actually an advocate for Black dark skinned women like myself on skin color, right? And on the colorism and how the makeup industry certain companies don't make products for our skin tones, right? We're Black people, Black women are different shades of skin tone. So she's a strong advocate, and she points out, like how I point out about the hair products and how hair products were only really made early on. They're only made for uh they're only made for, what is that, Caucasian. That's why a lot of us are using products. Remember, I told you the products and the method. I have a video about it, but I'm like, the products that we're using, a lot of products are not good for our hair because of the simple fact that we have more tightly coiled hair. A lot of us do, not all of us. Some of us had loose wave, but for those that do, we're using products that have a lot of alcohol in it. And the reason why is because we're raised up thinking that those products were good for us. You see what I'm saying? So when you see things like that, um, you have to be the person to stand up and say, hey, Black women, you should not be using those products. And what she does, she's an advocate for that. She's an advocate to say, y'all need to do more shades. What's these shades? You know what I mean? So she does product acknowledgement and different things like that. I may get into that too. But the fact of, you have somebody that's fighting for the beauty with a Black person in the beauty world. I thought it was like, whoa, our own people went against this lady and called her all kind of names, and your hair is ugly, take that out, I don't like it, I like your hair more straight. It says a lot. She pointed out the fact that you guys, it says a lot about the fact that you guys really and then you allowed other races of people to start calling her names as well. So they started calling her racist name, and guess what? It was okay because you guys didn't like, not you guys, not this audience, but the women. It was okay because whether it's women, men who were on there were saying those nasty things, it was okay because you didn't like it. So it's okay for somebody to tear down your own people because you didn't like it. And that's the one thing that we don't like to talk about. Dawn, Keisha, hey Keisha. Hey, Dawn should be coming on here, but she actually had a really bad allergic reaction. Her face was like really swollen. And I wanted her to come on here and talk about it. So I'm still waiting on her to come on here and to talk about what's going on with her. Let me see if I can try to send her a message. But that is why we don't see Dawn just yet. Hold on, let me see if I can text her from my thing. But that's what's going on with Missy Pooh, Dawn. So she said that the swelling is going down. I forgot what it was that she used, but whatever she used, it didn't work in her favor. So that is why we haven't seen Dawn yet. But I literally just got off the phone with her, so I'm waiting on her to sign on now. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Hopefully she got it. That's it, Dean. Nope, she didn't get it. Oh gosh, hold on, y'all. But anyway, so I'm actually waiting on her. She's coming on, Keisha. She said she was gonna come on. So that is really what I was talking about. I'm like, how can you sit there and let other people, and then you like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So of course the young lady Jackie came on there and set y'all all the way together. She was like, I don't care whether you like my stuff or not. I don't do get my hair done for you. I like what I like. And she's gonna keep doing it and promoting the people. But afterwards, when I saw the actual look, I was like, nah, she looked fire. I probably wouldn't have been bold enough to wear it, but I can tell you, I was like, nah, she fire. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get her. Okay. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna wait a few more minutes. She said give her a few more minutes. So with that being said, I want to come for the audience. I'm still gonna do a video on this because I want to make it more it's so much we want to talk about, y'all, all the time. And we, of course we have one of the things we want to talk about too is colorism. With Don and I, we've thought about that. We've talked about it many, many times, and it was kind of cool that I was able to sit at home and kind of catch up and watch other like influencers. I don't consider myself an influencer. I consider myself an educator. But I'm looking at people that are talking about the fact that someone it's in our community, it's so much colorism and racism that you guys really don't see, that is not talked about boldly, because a lot of us are being sponsored by different companies and different things like that. But I'm one of those people, like, and Don as well, we're one of those people that we believe in bringing out what really goes on. And I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm going to get into the other stuff too, but I don't know if you guys remember me speaking about how we dealt with a lot of racism. Not myself. It was like it wasn't directly towards me, but it was towards me. And so Dawn and I was just talking about it because I was telling her, there she go, y'all. Yippity. Let's see. Honey, they was looking for you, honey. I was like, hold on, y'all. I tried to text you from the iPad, Don. Keisha came on there. She said, hold on. You don't see comments? She said, what happened, Coach Lee? Where's Don?
No, I made it.
You all right?
And it's,
Okay,
yeah,
I don't. It don't. When the swelling went down, I was telling them that your face, you had some swelling going on with your face, right? You want to tell them
yes,
about it?
yeah. I tried this this new foaming cleanser, and I suffer from contact dermatitis, and it broke my skin out like something awful. So this whole side was like completely swollen. My eyes was like this small. So the swelling has just gone down. I've been on my meds for like 5 days. So it took me like 5 days for the swelling to actually go down. But it took me a minute to even notice that something was going on. I just felt a slight irritation under
Mm-hmm.
my eye and just didn't think anything of it.
It
But
wasn't
when
no
I got
pain or nothing.
no, it began to when I noticed it, I felt like a little it was a little sensitivity under my eyes. And I need my glasses to see.
Right.
So I really didn't notice anything until my face began to swell. So this whole left side was completely swollen. And then you could see the inflammation like right under my eyes, and then the
Mm.
bruising and the whole 9 yards. Looked like somebody just gave me a quick slap up. Pop, 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 pop. And
What made you use that product?
just wanted to try something new. I was using the same thing because I was using the actual soap. I used the black soap on my
Oh,
skin.
okay.
And because I'm sensitive, I refrain from using anything. I don't even know what made me go buy it. I was just
Right.
like, I just probably need a foaming cleanser now instead of using the soap, because they said the soap scum or whatever leaves the heavy residue and drying out your skin. But the soap I was using was fine. So I don't even know why I even switched up other than to get another lesson and leave them people shit alone. So I'm
Right.
back to my treatments with my aloe and stuff like that, so my skin could heal, you know. But I would tell anyone, pay attention to your
Them
body.
ingredients.
Yeah, because you know it tells us, but we just, we just don't pay it much attention. We just be moving about, you
Right.
know. But I'm
What
thankful that I'm better. How you guys doing tonight?
child, they miss you, honey. Especially Miss
Oh,
Keisha. What she talking about? Something. Lord, what up?
hey,
Triple
Keith.
OG Don. What? What is you? What is this a game?
Oh,
Keisha
gee.
says, Lord Don, Don Julio, sensitive po thing.
Yes, yes.
Reese Lightning Electric. Reese, Mr. Reese, are you an electrician? I'm just peeping it. He says
Mhm.
Burt's Bees has all natural products for the face.
Okay.
I want to ask you something, Don. Let me
Uh-huh.
read this. What I'm gonna read that. Give me 1 second, Keisha. Is Claritin? Is that a good product? Skin product? Am I
Cla-
saying it right? Clarin.
Clarin is in the they sell it in the department stores. Yeah,
Yeah.
Clarin is a really good brand. I think they're from Canada. Canada makes the best skincare, guys. And if you look and see a lot of products, or your high end products, come out of Canada. So Canada is the lead in terms of great skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if it's something that you invented, it's only good for 5 years. So your pattern, you're only safe for like 5 years. So after 5 years, that's why a lot of people are hiding their ingredients. They're just giving like general ingredients because people are copying their formulas so much,
Mm,
Yeah, so people are kind of holding on to that information, especially if it's something that they created.
right. Man, it's a doggy
Yeah.
dog world. You know the beauty world is already gangster. You and I
Yeah.
was just talking about. I don't
Yeah.
know if y'all been paying attention, Keisha and all y'all whatnot. Where and Don, like they gonna copy regardless. But I'm like, I'm noticing a fluctuation of cosmetologists or hairstylists coming out with videos, and a lot of the conversations are what Don and I have already like talked about. And I was like, I knew that was going to happen because we're creating a foundation and a platform, and we want that. We want
Mhm.
more cosmetologists to go out and educate and do what they do to help our people, especially Black women. Y'all know how passionate I am about my sisters, because and I'm gonna tell you something, because a lot of y'all be working my nerves, but I be having to let you know, y'all be wanting to fight for everybody, and I'm like, they have had products. I'm looking at companies that have been
Mhm.
around since 1917,
Mhm.
1927.
Mhm. Mhm.
They don't. None of the products that was created was for them. So when I'm on the platform and we're speaking to you, we're speaking to you out of love. We're speaking to you because we're giving you service, and we want to help our women, because a lot of us were raised up on those same products that does not benefit our hair. It actually takes away.
Mhm.
So please, y'all stop with the, oh, it shouldn't just be, it has to be. It's not, it shouldn't be, but it has to be, because that's something that was there all along. They didn't have any products for us. And if you really want to be honest, when we talk about the natural hair movement and all those things that they came about to, and I'm gonna go back to the salon, they want your money. They don't care about your hair. I don't know if that makes
Right.
sense, because if they did, they wouldn't have to buy the product line, the product from that Black woman or that Black man that created the product. So
Right.
that should be a red flag to you. It's not trying to start off separation, but the reality is the reality. And so when you come into this room and you're asking me why is a lot of your videos are geared towards Black women, because we're the ones that's suffering. That you don't see them coming on talking about what video you seen yet about traction alopecia with other race of people. I'm waiting. Please, please show me. All right. We don't see that, but we see that with us. And I just don't understand why why women are trying to be advocate for people who don't need they don't need you for that. They good. They're not wearing lace wigs like you. They're not wearing quick weaves. They're not doing that stuff. And the ones who are doing it, they're doing it to a certain point. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that out. And I wanted to say with the hairstylist, I love the fact that you guys are jumping on board and y'all want to do the videos and everything, but do create the videos. It's like they're doing exactly what we're doing. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we just have this discussion or whatever? I'm like, okay. And I like the influencer. She said it's okay to pay to copy someone's system, the way they're doing things. Don't take the video. Don't do exactly what they're doing in the video. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let me see. Oh, y'all on tonight, honey. Child is back to work on the morning, the AM for some of us. Child, please. Okay, he said that. Keisha said, how long, this is to you, Don, how long
Mhm.
afterwards did you have a reaction, Don? That's for you.
Actually, the reaction was came. Most of my reactions are 24 hours to 48 hours. So that's why it's so hard for me because they're not immediate. So my reactions are always delayed. So it takes some time for me to even notice that anything was even wrong. So yeah,
Wow.
it took like 48 hours, almost 73 days for me to even notice because I noticed probably like on the third day. Actually, it took a week
Mm.
for me to even notice the redness in my face, right? Because
Wow.
I started the 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 new product like 2 weeks ago. So it took like a whole week. I just stopped, a few days ago. And but it was so much in my system by then because I was using it for at least about 7 days to 10 days, before I even noticed that anything was wrong. So I
Mm.
called, they have a 1-800 number on the bottle, but of course they were closed because it's a holiday. So I'll try again tomorrow. But they tell you if you have any skin reactions or any issues or side effects from using the product to give to call the 1-800 number. And of course the 1-800 number was Walmart. But it's a copy of what is it? Cervea, CERVA, that
Uh-huh.
brand.
Yeah.
Um so it's a like I say, people copy brands all the time, right? So it's a copy of the original formula, and like it just I was so upset with myself because my skin was clearing up. I was just recovering from another reaction, of being down in the Bahamas eating that some comforters, which I didn't know. I'm now allergic to shellfish, which I wasn't before. I didn't do shrimp. I only ate like conch and lobster and
Mm-hmm.
crab. But I can't handle any of that. And I would stay under a pound.
Yeah.
Like if I did eat crabs, I would stay under a pound. But it was god awful. So
I
I
I
got some
remember
appointments
being
coming
that.
in. Mhm.
My grandma, in my grandma here, they have like a fish fry. They used to
Mhm.
have fish fries on Fridays. Probably still do. But
Mhm.
every time I would go eat, I would get sick as a dog. I was like, I'm not supposed to be eating. That was years ago. I
Yeah.
stopped. I was like, I'm not supposed to be eating no because when I say sick, I mean throwing up everything. I was like, yeah,
Yes.
I knew it. And I thought it was, she said, well, what is it? The grease? And then she told me, well, you a Yankee anyway. You know how they be or whatever. I was like, child,
Yes.
please. I was like,
Yes.
but it was conch salad. I would get sick off it. So I was like,
Oh
it's not
wow.
for me. It's not for me. But I'm glad. But I'm gonna be honest, your face look great now. So
Oh my God, the
whatever you
swelling
did,
went down
honey,
today. I was so
huh?
it was so swollen. Like this eye
I
was
remember
literally
you sent me
shut.
the picture. I'm like, what the heck going on?
Yeah. So it's a major difference within the last 24 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up. So let me
Mm-hmm.
see. Okay, Mr. Reese, yes, 30 over 30 years. I knew I say electrical. I said, oh, he electrician. That's what's up, Mr. Reese. Keisha, I love Burt's Bees products. Isabella, what curling cream would you recommend to reactivate the curls? And that's just a good product. Hmm. There's so many of them.
What's this product? It's a black owned company. She has some amazing products. It's Nefritis. Oh my God, what is her?
You know her name or anything?
Oh my God, I just
Hold on.
Nefertiti. Is that it?
Let me
Have you
look.
heard of that? She's from South Florida. She has an amazing product line, and it specializes in curly hair and natural hair. Oh, let me search Nefer.
That's what I'm looking for. You said Nefertiti?
Nefers. That's it. Nefer. Oh Jesus, child. I'm just in this little space.
I see it. T I T I.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I
she
like
has
her
some
stuff. She got
yeah, she
moringa
has some
oil,
amazing,
curl popping.
amazing, amazing products.
Y'all, listen, look at this stuff. She got moringa oil curl popping cream,
Mhm.
a cream designed to define and moisturize curls while product providing frizz control. Aloe and moringa oil natural growth curl definer.
Mhm.
All all in one treatment. Yeah, y'all need to check her out. Let me see her video. Her thing is, hold on. What is it? Yeah, it's Nefertiti's. N is in Nancy, E is in Edward, F is in Frank. I'll probably add the link there. E is in Edward, R is in Robert, T is in Tom, I is in ice cream, T is in Tom, I is in ice cream
Mhm.
secrets.com.
Mhm. She,
Nefertitisecrets.com.
she's on
All right.
Instagram.
That's why we need you here. Reese, okay, Burst Bees, Keisha, and it's those types of people who are a part of the problem. We want to include others who haven't included us. They never even considered you. Yeah,
Right.
that's right. That's what it is. Hi, unapologetic. Hi, Vidya Shabrodi. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I messed up. I may try those products. Yeah, that's a Keisha. What kind of hair you got? Because you always trying a product. What you
I bet
what
Keisha a
kind of hair
product
you got,
junkie.
Keisha? Please tell me. You got what you got? You got Indian in your family?
Keisha, Keisha is a product junkie. How many products you
Um,
got?
Child, yeah, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Like, and that's something, and I'm glad that Don mentioned a product that, of course, is black owned. So, because you just heard the ingredients just in that alone,
Yeah,
you're going to be dealing with some healthy hair and not all those chemicals.
yeah. I started like only black owned products about 20 years ago. I
Yep.
may, you know, of course they don't. You don't have a black owned company that has color, but any other products, I find a black owned company because I find that they've done the research when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to our hair. And when it's not good, we're gonna talk about it. So they put in the work in terms of producing great products for us. Design Essentials.
Yes.
Nefertiti is she's a small company, but
Mm-hmm.
she has an amazing, amazing product line, and the results are the actual results. you
Mm.
know, yeah, I
Right.
love her products. It's not flaking. Her gel, that curl system that she has to
Mm-hmm.
restore your curl.
Right.
Yeah, but if your curl pattern is damaged, it's kind of hard to restore. You're gonna have to amputate
It's
that hair.
not, it's
That
not,
thing.
if you done fried your hair, let me say
Yeah,
this because I know y'all like to watch the Pantene commercial where they tell you don't have to
yeah,
trim your ends, just put this stuff on your hair and your ends, you don't have split ends no more. I'm like, what?
yeah.
Listen, if you fry your hair, if you're doing flat irons to your hair and you wash your hair and that thing stays straight, it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you bleach your hair, if you call yourself doing your own color at home, and if your hair feels like straws or very bristly, or it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. You'll know it's
Remember,
done too
bleach
when you
is
try to
not a
put the
color.
toner on it. Huh?
Yeah, remember bleach is not a color.
Right. But they use it as color. Like I just
Yeah,
had somebody I just saw and I said, you need a toner on that.
yeah.
You need that's the color is the toner and the look you're going for. So, but the reason why I'm saying this is because we got people that will, that's why I said, y'all stop saying stuff that it may have worked for you. It don't work for everybody else. And it probably don't work for you. You just
You
want to
just
be, yeah, just want to be important or whatever. I'm like, if you fry your hair and you lift your hair with bleach or the lift color lifter, right? If you lift your hair with that and it feels bristle and it's breaking, and you even put color on it, the toner, and it won't stay, it's because it's done. So you got to cut that off. Like
yeah,
Don said, you got to cut it off. So it don't matter what product. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money on products trying to restore something. It's done. Just go
yeah.
ahead and just take a moment of silence, cut it, lay it on the altar, pray over
Hmm.
it. I messed up. I'm sorry. Ask for forgiveness and move on. Just be cute, short. Be cute with your short hair. All right. So, I was just telling them about the young lady and all that stuff. I was just talking about just the shenanigans of the holiday weekend, right? Let me see this. Okay, Keisha. My hair is curly, it's dry and thirsty, but I declare I woke up the other morning and I want to lock it. I something low maintenance. I want something low maintenance because I just don't have the energy to doing it. That's not a good enough reason. Um, Angry man, you're welcome, girls. Okay. All right. I hadn't had to delete nobody today, but my finger is ready, honey. It stay ready. Just to let y'all know. Have your fun. Anyway, so we were talking about. I was talking to them. Need my phone. Yeah, you. No, I ain't talking to you, Keisha. But I was talking to them about like what the girl was talking about, how it was colorism and how she's challenged a lot of these. All right, there you go. You the first. You win. Bye. um I was talking to about the young lady who's an advocate about skin color. I mean, about the color. They need to make better toners. She was saying like foundations that's for darker skinned women, because we're different shades, and even the palette. She was talking about like the eyeshadows and stuff like that. She had some really good conversation. I was like, this is pretty cool, and I didn't know she was doing that since 2009. And Don, you and I always talk about this stuff or whatever, but we always talk about some of the colorisms that we not just colorism, and a lot of us deal with this in the workplace and different things like that, but racism too, especially in the beauty salons. Like a lot of the mall salons, I think one day I'm going to do that. One day, one day I may take my a camera and go into one of those mall salons so y'all can actually see what I'm talking about. It'll always be, they always have that one black girl in the salon, maybe two. They don't want to have too many of us. And the reason that we're hired is because we're supposed to take care of any of you who want to come into the mall and get your hair done. So that is something that I used to deal with, even though it was a privilege. It's like a catch 22 for me. I don't. Dawn can speak for herself, but for me, most of the salons I worked in, I always did two. I always worked a black salon and I worked a Caucasian salon. But it came to a point where I had to only work more of other race salons. And you got to fit the look. You got to look the part. Your hair got to be right. Your clothes, all those different things. But they needed me to be there. So if anyone came in of my color, that I could service them. And so I remember plenty of days where I would go out for lunch and I just left for lunch and they called me, oh my God, it's a client here, it's a client here. We need you here immediately. I'm like, what's the problem? Oh, she's black. She wants a relaxer. I'm like, nobody else can do the relaxer. I just left for lunch. Nobody else can do the relaxer, but she's gonna have to wait, right?
Mhm.
And that was all throughout my career,
Mhm.
even in hair club for men. I don't know if you dealt with that, but I was always the only black girl. So a lot of us, when we're on these platforms we created, we didn't have the privilege to just work into and grow with our own people that look like us. We had to go into doors where it was only just us. And a lot of times, when I did Peter Copeland, I'm just thinking to myself, if it wasn't for the fact of towards the end, I didn't put myself in a black salon. Most of my career was I was the only black girl, or it was two of us in there. And I'm talking about high end salons, you know what I mean? And so when you look at that as a whole, that's some heavy stuff. I don't think we really pay attention. We're talking about now here in 2025. I'm looking at situations where it's still the same thing going on. It is a segregation. I think Don, you said that your school was more diverse, but my school was not diverse.
Mhm.
I was the only black girl, black American girl in the classroom. So I learned a lot. And I saw a podcast where black women were talking about they miss being in the salons and not in the suite, because we talked about this, where we can learn off of each other.
Mhm.
We had a bigger advantage because, not saying that black salons don't do this, but for the most part, when you're working in other salons that has diversity, you tend to hold on. Yeah. You tend to you're going to get the education that you need. Like it's going to be continuing education. It's always somebody got master stylists. They're demonstrating a certain color technique or a cut technique. It's different things that go on, right? Versus when I worked in my all black salon, I found myself being the teacher in it. You know what I mean? So there is racism very, very, very heavy. So now you have us now speaking about it and calling it out. And the reason why is because you need to be understanding why we created a platform as we did with Beauty Pioneers. We talk about everything. And it's not to get you upset and say, oh my gosh, because I'm sure if you haven't paid attention, really pay attention, walk through the malls and see who's in there. Walk through the malls and see who's in there. Or um who is this? Who is some crazy some the freaks come out at night? Child, Thanksgiving over, huh? Yeah, so
Mhm.
um that was my experience. Don, is your experience similar to mine? Were you the only black girl, or were you always in amongst your peers and everything like that?
I worked in two salons where I was the only black girl, but for most of my career, I've been in a mixed salon or all black salon. You know,
Wow,
yeah,
that's a blessing.
most of my clientele, I would say 99%
No,
are
no, 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 no. Wait a minute, Don.
uh
First of all, those salons was your salons, right?
yeah.
Now, bye. I I said, wait a minute. Y'all know how many salons Don done had?
Yeah,
Successful
so
salons. Let me add that, just in
yeah.
case some of you on here probably don't work in Don salon. Salon, how many salon? Don, how many salons you done had?
Six,
Six successful salons. Y'all see who y'all
yeah.
talking to right now? Y'all understand somebody who paid away. And that is the cool thing. I think for me, when I did have my salon, I was proud of the fact that I kept it diverse. I wanted it. But
Mhm.
then after a while, I was like, why?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was like, why? Because they got a bunch of whatchamacallit. So I created my salon after a while to, of course, I'm doing hair. I can do any kind of hair. But for that particular thing, I started doing my black women, my black professionals, because they needed somewhere to go. They needed an intimate place to be at. So that was my thing or whatnot. But I think what I am going to do, and even in the schools, we talked about the schools before. We also talked about I don't know, when I had to go to different, I don't know if that happened to you. I had to go to different like weddings and stuff like that. It was
Mhm.
always, I don't know, it was just always, I was like by myself. I always felt like that. It's a weird, trust me, I actually like it, but that was something that I had experienced. So I wanted to touch a little bit on that. And the reason why is because a lot of y'all coming at, come at us sometimes and you're like, why is just black? And that these are the reason why it's different areas that you don't see a black face, or if you do, it's still racism. That's what I'm telling you. It's still racism. We're still fighting for things for our sisters to have real good hair care, right? Products made to take care of your hair, right? These are the things that we're fighting for. Good education, because as we can see, and I was explaining this to someone, as we can see, a lot of times we're promoting bad hair care, bad service, bad different things like that, and it's damaging to us. I had a young lady recently come on and said her hair is down her back almost to her butt, and she hasn't washed her hair in over a year. There's so many things that can be said to that person, but I normally, this is where Don and I are like, as Don, like Don say, I be seeing it, I don't say nothing. I don't see nothing or what you call it. Hold on. I was like, what in the heck what do you mean? You didn't wash your hair in a year? I responded to this young lady. She said, no, I don't wash my hair like that because it grows better when you don't wash your hair. So now I have to get on. Don is like, John just like, honey, I'm just living life. Don just living life. Don will say something when it's necessary. She gonna just come out and going to educate you on why it's so important to wash your hair. But me, I have to say something. What Keisha say? I wouldn't tell nobody that. That's equivalent to not washing your acid.
Right. Right. You're right, Keisha. Some conversations to me is like you need a conversation, right? You said that for a conversation. Oh, you go around and tell somebody, oh, I didn't wash my hair for a year. Bitch, that's like telling somebody you ain't bathed. You know what I'm saying? So you really need to cut it out. So it's a cry for attention, right? So that's, she's somewhere lonely. And why you haven't washed your hair for a year? Like that's just crazy. That's your body releases bacteria. Okay, you everywhere you go, you breathing bacteria, you sitting in bacteria. If you go to the store, bacteria is in the store, bacteria is in your car, bacteria is in your house, bacteria is in that scarf you be wrapping your head up with that you don't wash. You know what I mean? You don't clean. How often do you clean your sheets? That's like saying, and I know your hair smells. Your hair smells. You can't smell it. But if you have a significant other, they can smell it and they're not telling you that. You stink, bitch. You stink. Okay? And you have to be, something is wrong mentally for you not to do that. For
And
you
to
not,
brag about it.
some people are like, you're afraid of the water. You don't want to deal with your hair when it's wet.
Right.
You're in a place of denial. I don't want
Hmm.
to be bothered with it. Take the dirt and sweep it under the rug. You the
That's
one with a
done.
bunch of dirt, a pile of dirt underneath your rug. You know,
Right.
you's a filthy bitch. That's all. Excuse me. You filthy.
And we're gonna sip on that.
Uh-huh.
Honey, being nasty is a flex. Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing was for me, it was like I saw people liking, and then somebody else said, "Well, I don't do it as often," and I'm like, So now I got to put a thing in it, and that now I got to go at you and say, no, don't promote that.
Yeah.
Don't promote that. That's crazy. And I'm like, we the only people that do. I got a friend that be like, don't be saying we the only people that do it, but I'm like, who would come on here and post that with a picture on, with a picture up? So you want us to see you too? Why? Why would you do something like that? So for me, it's like, or the new one is, I don't trim my ends. Stop letting hairstylists trim your ends. And this young lady done put enough product on the hair to where it look where she done smoothed out the bottom down, and then she
Mm-hmm.
curls it. She curls the
Mm-hmm.
hair. So then she takes it and she like, look at my hair. She got long hair. But
Yeah.
all the way down to a certain point, it was thick. And then right all the way at that bottom, I'm telling you, at least 6, 7 inches was all thin. But
Mm-hmm.
she curled it. So she
Mm-hmm.
got people, and it was thousands of people, making a remark of, yes, you know what I mean? Look at my, I do the same thing, girl. I don't let them cut my hair. And I'm like, the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
And and listen, I don't be wanting to remark because I'm sure they be like, child, whatever. But it bothers me because a lot of us follow up on it. And I'm like, now y'all got the most problems with your hair, but you're gonna go ahead and listen to someone who's telling you, don't trim your ends, don't wash your hair. I had my quick weave in for 6 months and my hair is long down my back. They lying. I'm like, now how much of that you cut off? So we have to get into a place where, who is this? That damn Pisces. Our hair grows from moisture. This is that damn Pisces. You ever notice how fast hair grew when you had a careful curl? It's moisture that does it.
Okay. Your hair grows.
Wait, wait,
Okay.
wait. Before you even
Oh,
go, before I know
okay.
you're ready, Don. I just
Okay.
want to say I like you in this get up and what you
Well,
where you at right now. Keep going. You ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Don.
The hair
Oh,
grows. Okay.
right.
Your nails grow, your
Hmm.
eyelashes grow, your toenails grow, your hair grow. Now it may break off before you actually see the growth, but if it's not growing, baby, you are dead. Okay? So
Mm.
your cells are constantly rejuvenating themselves when you go to sleep. Okay? That's what they
Hmm.
say. Go, get some rest so your body can recharge itself, it can repair itself. We know that the body heals itself if we just
Right.
give it rest and proper care. So your hair is growing.
Hmm.
However, the longer the hair, that hair has been on the body long periods of time, so it has experienced the most abuse, the heat, the curling iron, the environment, the misuse of products, and
Right.
everybody is a hairstylist until your hair fall out,
Right. But
right?
this lady is saying she's been a beautician for 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Moisture does help. We do need moisture in our hair. But as far as the growth of it, is that what you're saying? She's saying, I am a 30 plus year beautician. Indeed, it does, but it grows faster with moisture.
Mm.
If you get a sore, keep it clean and covered, and the scar will literally disappear from moisture. Oh yeah, Pisces, my hair loves some moisture. Well, we've already identified that, because of the structure of Black women hair, a lot of us have tightly coiled hair, so we definitely need moisture. Um, Clients that I have had, or I'm sure Don, the same thing. When we're giving service, that's one of the main things we focus on. But that's not the only thing that makes the hair grow. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I understand what you're saying, but that's not the only thing. So you don't want to I just don't want to give the message out that people think like I kept my hair moisture and my hair is growing. No.
No,
And
your hair
if
is
you get a
growing if it's
scar,
dry.
huh?
Your hair grows if it's dry.
Right. Your hair is gonna
Yeah,
grow because that's the root. That's what we're
yeah,
talking about. We're talking about the hair follicles.
yeah.
So it's other things that's needed besides the moisture. The other thing is if you put a, you say if you get a sore, keep it clean and covered, and the scar will disappear. That's not how I grew up. When I grew up,
Mm,
when I got a scar, my mom put some ointment on it and said let the air hit it. The scab will grow, and then once the scab grows and the scab falls off, she put cocoa butter on it.
right,
So, but the scat it had to be out in the open. We didn't keep it covered.
right.
Yeah. But I understand that damn Pisces. Thank you for your comment or whatever. But it's so many different ways that our hair can grow. And you had a scar after that. No, ma'am. No. My mom and my dad, once the scar cleared, she put cocoa butter on it and also aloe. So I didn't have the scars. So no, we don't cover. I didn't grow up to cover the scars. Yeah.
I want to
So.
add to with the moisture. Remember,
Mhm.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Moisture is a process that's built in the hair. It doesn't come from one product. Okay,
Right.
when you
Right.
first go in, and when you cleanse, when you go in and do your shampoo, you're addressing two things. You're addressing the scalp and you're addressing the hair.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So not no one or two shampoos are going to solve the problem. So you have to
Right.
identify what is the problem. What does this client need? And every client is coming in with a moisturizing shampoo. You should finish your second or last shampoo should be a moisturizing shampoo. And you're
Right.
only using a clarifying shampoo to remove product buildup. That's the only
Mhm.
time you're using a clarifying shampoo is not to remove dandruff because dandruff is for the scalp. So even
Right.
if you're using something to do a scalp treatment, there are certain shampoos for the scalp. Okay. You use that for the scalp, and then you go in and you proceed with the shampooing the hair. So when you
Right.
go in and you shampoo the hair, you have to now go in with a moisturizing shampoo, a moisturizing conditioner, a moisturizing leave-in conditioner, and a moisturizing finishing style, whatever the desired style is. You have to go in
Right.
and layer these products in the hair in order to give the hair luxure on the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
that's not oil. Oil is topical.
Right.
Okay. It's going to sit on top of the shaft. It's not going to penetrate. Moisture penetrates into the shaft. So the
Mhm.
molecular structure of the product is small enough to
Right.
to be absorbed. That goes to your porosity. Is your hair
Mhm.
porous? Can it absorb moisture? So we have to look at those things in terms of our product.
Right.
A clarifying shampoo is not needed unless you're removing braids, weaves, extensions, something with
Mhm.
extreme buildup. That's the only time you need a clarifying shampoo.
Right.
Otherwise, you would be using a moisturizing shampoo. So we need to be mindful of the product choices that we use because they're those are the things that are causing harm and issues and dryness to our hair.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Go
everybody's a
ahead.
stylist.
Mhm. And and real quick, that damn Pisces, Don is also a licensed cosmetologist too, and also a chemist. So she on like certain things, and I get exactly what you're saying, and you basically kind of saying the same thing because I'm reading some of the stuff. Next
Mhm.
door, you get cover it, and the entire time our parents were wrong about the scars. No, because I don't have scars from it, so I kind of like that way. But thank you. Also, she says when people had curls, they literally had to be done every 3 months because if crazy new growth, it was crazy new growth. Hi, Tanya Mathis. She says hello, Don and Lee.
Hi there.
Um, your that damn Pisces says your hair should never be squeaky clean after a shampoo. A great product called Porosity Control works miracles. Hmm. I meant a shampoo. Yeah, I see. And Luis Vora. I know I've seen his name before. Thanks for that, Don. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the thing. That's the one thing that I think and it's been coming around a lot, Don, especially like I told you when I was doing the coaching, was a lot of my clients when I and listen, y'all, if y'all go up under y'all cabinets, y'all have so much product. I'm like, that's like ridiculous because we just buying all this stuff. I heard this good, I heard that good, or whatever. You have to find a product that fits you. Like I had to tell a young lady, ma'am, that worked for you. That doesn't work for the many women that I have that's dealing with CCCA. You know,
Right.
so that may have worked for you, or that may have worked for your clients, but and it's not to challenge or to say that they're wrong or whatever. But we're just gonna try to speak facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to speak facts, and we're talking not just from something we read, but it's something that we do, that we have done. We're talking from the experiences that we have. And so um like I had a lady say to me, it's not washing hair, it's shampooing hair. I'm like, you wrote that whole sentence for that? You took time out to type that up, ma'am?
Yeah, they hate that. That's that old school time. We wash
Tomato,
clothes.
tomato.
Yeah, we wash clothes. We don't and we shampoo hair. Yes, we shampoo hair. Yes, the correct word is shampoo.
Yes, thank you very much. Look at me, thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you're right.
But I get it. It's like out of the respect they they like that. But what I was saying is that it is very, very important that we pay attention to the ingredients. A lot of these shampoos, you do. I was like, I know that. Okay, you do. You comment on my videos. Okay, I'm like, I've seen that name before. But thank you for that. But I'm glad everybody on. This is the last time you guys will be on Ask a Licensed Cosmetologist. I want to thank all of you who went on Beauty Pioneers and subscribe. Honey, we going live next week. What is it? Is it Clock It? Okay, this is okay. Clock It. So we're going live on Beauty Pioneers. So if you're not on there, y'all gonna come on here Sunday and be like, where they at? We on Beauty Pioneers, honey. Go on there and click on the link. Um, Tanya Mathis, I like and use Aussie Miracle Moist shampoo and conditioner. So this is what I say to that. This is what I say to that. And that from me doing a lot of coaching, I have noticed a lot of us like the products. And I said this last video, and I'm gonna continue to say this because I'm realizing it's the product and it's the method. It's your product and it's the method. Understand that a lot of you may think that you have hair loss, and I be hearing y'all throw around alopecia like it's no more tomorrow. You know what I mean? Y'all throw around, I got alopecia. I'm like, who told you got alopecia? Not one of you will go to a dermatologist. I don't know if they told you the dermatologist got the cooties or what the case may be, but nobody likes to go to a dermatologist, an actual doctor, to see about your hair, to see about your scalp, because it could be other issues going on. And it could be something that could be so preventive, right? And
Mhm.
so the reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of my clients, they have products that have nothing to do with their hair. One of them is the Aussie Miracle Moisture that works for your hair, Tanya. That's not something that I would recommend to my clients. But if it works for you and you're comfortable with it, we don't, I don't want to change that from you. But I had a client show me a pink moisturized bottle. Don, y'all want to see me act the fool? And
Girl,
somebody recently on Beauty Pioneer said they use pink moisturizer. It took everything
girl,
in me. I,
don't
I
let
just
don't
thought, huh?
don't let me start screaming on this damn thing,
Don,
chat.
Don, I was like this. What would Don do? What would
What?
Don Letha put it down? Put the phone down. I had to lay the phone down, walk away. What would Don do? I said, and she left a great comment, but I was like, When I tell you I hate that product, I hate that product. And I can't believe they still make pink oil moisturizer. I remember I would have a good hair day walking to school, right? Before I go to school, right? And I say, it feel like when I put the pink oil moisturizer in my hair get all curly and what's called, and I want a straight ponytail because I only my ponytail full because in those days we would put our blow pops in our ponytail. So we had to have
Yeah.
the fan.
Yeah.
I got to pop
Yeah.
on that. So we had to have the fan ponytail. So then I put my strawberry. I want 2 green apples and a strawberry, 2 green on the side and one in the middle. And so I would put the pink oil moisturizer in my hair. Y'all, I promise you. And then I had to walk to school. So we had fog in the morning, walking through the park to get to the school or whatever. And by the time I got to the school, my fan was all and all this, it just looked crazy. And it took me a long time to realize, I said, Mama, please don't buy me no more pink oil moisturizer. She said, why? I said,
Mhm.
and then she started buying me Vitapoint. Remember Vitapoint and Perm Repair?
Mhm. I remember perm repair.
Ah, huh?
I remember perm repair.
Yeah, and Vitapoint too. Vitapoint was they trying to make like Vitapoint was more important than Perm Repair, but they actually was. But they actually worked. They gave me the moisture and it wasn't heavy. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, they gave me the moisture and it wasn't heavy. Yeah, back in the day when we wanted our bangs to be cute, curly, we used the pink moisturizer. But then it just separated it and it left a residue on it. And it just, your hair, I just never felt like, I almost feel like it's like those people are working against black people hair who created pink oil moisturizer. I'm just at that point. I'm like, there's no way. But the lady was like, I use pink. She was very proud, and I was like, man, I just can't do it,
Mhm.
y'all. I can't. I hate that stuff. So understand, and I know a lot of us have been hairstylists for many years. We always can learn something new. One of the things I love when Dawn be in her mode, she be just it's like flip mode. She be chilling in the day. You got your head wrap on like a little Scully. You know, you got your denim on. She gonna always have on some kind of denim, right? And she got a little shirt. So she like, wait, what? Wait a minute. She went into her mode. So I actually really love that. Dawn is the nerd of the Beauty Pioneers, if y'all did not know. So I be needing her here a lot of times. I can tell you the outcome of things and I can describe things to you. But I like when Dawn goes and taps into the science of things. I can tell you what can happen. Like if you put a 30 volume with mixed in bleach on your hair, it's gonna be straw.
Right.
It's just I don't understand why y'all so caught up in the volumes when it comes, especially to your hair. It should never be. But I can tell you about those things. I can tell you what's the outcome. Now, Dawn gonna come in with the science and be like, that is gonna be such and such and such. And you need to, she tell you to amputate it. So that's just what it is. Dawn, do you have anything else that you want to share before we end this live?
You shouldn't be using 30 volume on your lace closures. You know, if some of you are still like bleaching your knots, you don't have to use anything higher than a 10 volume
Yes.
to bleach your knots. And when you go higher than a 10 volume, that's why your lace has alopecia, right? So you go in and you do this install, and then all you see the whole top of the lace just
Yeah.
completely, coming out, and hair loss, and that's why, because they use 30, 40 volume on the hair. And if you're using 30, 40 volume, remember 30, 40 volume is not intended for the scalp. They tell
Hmm.
you that. All right. It's something it's an off scalp application. So a lot of times we go in and we see I see these young girls, like, they lay the closures out on the floor. They take the bleach, they just pour the bleach in the bowl. It's no measurement. It's all by
Nope.
sight. And then they're just mixing. You know,
Right.
they don't know the proper formula for the lightener, and then they paste it all on the
Woo.
on the bleach. So the person gets the unit, it's fine, but after a while, all the shedding and everything is completely going on top of the lace. So now you have to call the young lady back, or I need you to it works because it's going to give you a repeat client because all the top is going to come out. So it's a great
Oh,
marketing
dang.
strategy, right? Because yeah, she's gonna come back for me to replace this closure, and that this is why you have to replace the closure. So if your closure is coming out or shedding, the person who bleached the knots used something over a 20 volume.
Oh
If you
Lord,
stay, yeah, you stay
you
within a 5 and 10 volume, you get the perfect color on your knots. You don't need anything higher than that, especially if you're using bleach. Remember, bleach has no shut off time; it
no
continues
shut
to
off.
lift,
Just
so it
keep
has no
going.
shut off time. You can sit it there, and it's going to continue to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat.
Mm-hmm.
It has no shut off time. So, and it's a remover. So bleach removes the color. So when you're removing color, you have to replace it with something. That's why I say
Right.
bleach is not a color. So that they say, well, what color you want? Oh, I want a bleach blonde. Okay. The bleach blonde is just the bleach without a toner. So that's the first step of coloring. It's not an actual color. It's the first step of of coloring. So we have to be mindful when we go in and ask for certain things. That's my little
God,
2 cents.
God cursed the day that black women got a hold of lace. Unlicensed black women got a hold of lace fronts.
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
tell you, I don't know how we get to a point where I don't know how we get to a point where we can take something that was created to help us and just destroy it.
yeah,
We figure out so many ways to take shortcuts and compromise our hair, and it is it's unbelievable. And let me tell y'all something. I was talking about that young lady earlier that they was calling her monkeys and all this stuff. Y'all really don't believe y'all. Yeah, the fact that y'all telling the lady to straighten her hair out, to braid up. I'm like, them people don't really believe in natural hair. Honey, that's just another excuse.
yeah.
That's another. I was like, oh, she made a point. I said, yeah, that's hypocritical because she's wearing an ethnic hairstyle, right? It's afro-y. The bottom is very afro-y, and she got the braids. It was actually when she put the whole outfit together, it was tea. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it had a whole theme to it. But y'all was like carrying on, oh, you ugly, oh, it's ugly. Take that out. Who did it? Oh, you need to come to the salon, all this stuff. And I said, I'm looking at the comments and I'm like, it was thousands of comments.
Mm.
And I said to myself, oh, they don't really believe in natural hair.
Yeah.
You guys believe more in you believe more in your lace fronts and
The
your
European look.
protective hairstyles than you do your own hair. It is
Yeah.
very evident.
Yeah.
I would say it over and over again. The fact that you will come on a social media and brag about you. I wanted. Can somebody send me a video of another race of people that come on, a woman that come on and say, "Oh my God, look at my lace front." I would love to see, girl, look at this wig right here, honey. Oh, honey, I got this wig right here, and it was the bob, and look how natural it look. Oh, it looks so natural. Y'all don't even do that with your own hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I have come to the conclusion, not just on that situation, I'm just paying attention. I watch social media, that's where everything is at. I've come to the conclusion, y'all don't really believe in natural hair like that. I don't think you guys really want natural hair because the whole time the that I'm looking at that and I'm realizing, I said, well, dang, was they like that with me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Smooth it out. Let me show you how to smooth it out. well, she wanted a kinky like that.
Yeah.
She's from her family. Her father's African. She wanted that look. She said she's done it many a times and she never straightens her hair out. And I was like, oh, they like her with it. Now, normally she wearing blonde lace wigs, right? She got long blonde lace wigs, short blonde lace wigs. They telling her she eating it. You ate
Mm.
that. But the
Yeah.
minute she did something that was similar to her own hair texture, we had a problem with it. So I was like, oh, I like the fact that I was able to see that you guys really, really don't take pride in that. Y'all take pride in the anything that will cover your hair, anything that you don't have to face and look at your hair, anything that can take you away from really dealing with yourself, from seeing your natural beauty, from bragging about that. You know what I mean? Anything from that. And no, it don't have to be kinky hair, but just wearing your hair. You don't even want to wear your hair. And the fact that you're telling her to put on that edge tamer to braid it down, and she said, "I don't want a stitch look. I don't. That's why I don't straighten it because I don't want the stitch thing where you can part." Because she understands what that does to your hair over time when you keep doing that to your hair. There's no moisture being put in your hair. There's no moisture getting in your hair. There's no moisture being put in or coming out. There's none. And then you're going to turn around and put a chemically processed hair to braid your hair up into it that's going to dry it out more, but y'all don't see that. So I'm just like, man, we are like, listen, Don, if you don't know anything else, they need virtual hairstylists.
Well, we here.
Baby, if y'all don't think that that's where it's coming to, it is coming to that because there I know for a fact from the people that I have dealt with, and I know you too, Don. There are women that actually take pride in their black beauty, whatever
Yeah.
that is. Whether you know
Yeah.
what I mean, they take pride in wearing their own hair. And I'm not telling you, please do not come in here for me because y'all know I have no problem coming back. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be wearing wigs and weaves. But if you're wearing that more than you are your own hair, please stop telling us you're wearing a protective hairstyle. Who are you protecting it from? You?
I
I
love
don't even
weave.
understand. It's just something to say. It's like a cliche, like to go to church. You've done had a rough time at home, and you come to church. They say, "How you doing? Blessed and highly favored." It's just a cliche. It's just something for you to say. You don't really believe that
Right.
because people are watching what you're saying, but they looking what you're doing. So, it has to come to a place where we start paying attention to ourselves and our decisions that we're making. You know what I mean? And understand that something got to give. Unless you're gonna be one of them same people on YouTube in the dark looking for YouTube university on how to camouflage your hair, cutting the weft off and putting glue there to lay the hair that you cut off the weft on there to make it look natural. You got to do all kind of camouflaging. So I pray that this video helps you guys tonight. Next week we gonna come with some bomb stuff on Beauty Pioneers. Don, we got to come out with some fire next week because that's our debut on our channel. I'm like excited about that. So next week we are going to be on Beauty Pioneers. We finally did that. At least we can go on whatchamacallit. We're gonna need you guys to share and to like on Beauty Pioneers. Now we need you to start sharing the videos, sharing the lives, more engagement. We love the engagement. Tell us some of the things that you guys would like too. Some of the topics that you may want to talk about that you're probably scared, like I don't want to really talk about it. You're welcome. I'm scared to talk about it. We like talking. I like talking about stuff. I like talking about the racism. I like talking about the ratchet clients that don't want to pay, that get the girl had her hair all the way braided down. Done. The lady picked up, you know how you pick up the bottom of the hair and you cut the little scraggly? She said, "Oh, you cut my hair. I ain't paying."
Oh, I
I
saw
said, "Now
that.
wait a minute." Done.
Yeah.
It was braids going straight back. That girl ain't had it. I looked at it, I said, "Your hair is not that long." She said, "Where
Yeah.
did I cut your hair?" "You cut my hair." She just kept repeating it. She said, "Well, show me it on the floor." The girl wouldn't even look down at the floor. I said, Girl, they went and locked that door. I said, honey, call 911 on her. The
Yeah,
ratchet business.
that's what it is, theft of service. It's a serious thing. You know, it's a charge. So if you want to play, you come and sit in my chair, honey, you going to jail. You're
You
gonna pay.
going to jail. You going to jail. And if you go,
Yeah.
let me tell you something about 305 Miami. You get in the right person chair and you play that, oh, you cut my hair, I ain't paying you. Honey, just be prepared for
Yeah. But
just be prepared.
styles like that are problematic. A lot of people don't realize that those styles, I mean, stitch back braids, that's those cheap styles are very problematic. Cheap clients are very
Ooh,
problematic. So
ooh.
they don't think about that. They just want the money. I'm just gonna go in here and bust this down and get my money. And they rather do 10 people for $10 than one person for 100. You know, you tired out. It's that's just how they think.
Yeah.
They don't think quality.
Mm-mm.
They think quantity. They think the more people that they do, it makes them busy. It makes them more top notch. No, it
Right.
makes you tired and broke down and irritated. Less time to spend with your family and your loved ones and doing things that you actually enjoy. When you go into the beauty business, it's just that, a business. That's your job. It's a little more challenging because it's very personal, right?
Right.
So it's hands on. You have to really have a certain chemistry with the client. You have to
Mm-hmm.
have a certain level of trust with the client. It's a serious relationship, is what it is. It's not something that you could just, and you can tell through the conversation, you know, what this client is, how they going, through the consultation, before you book it. You can't be so hungry. Like, we just be so, I done turned down plenty clients. We have to have a consultation first.
Right.
That's just my experience in the industry because, well, who sent you? First of all,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's who sent you. Okay, she kind of problematic. Okay, what is it that you want, and who was doing your hair before?
Right.
How was that relationship? Well, she
Right.
was always late, and oh, she was this and she was that. Okay, and she's had like several stylists within the past 4 months. You understand what I'm saying? That's a problem client.
Right.
So if she's had several stylists, you're gonna be the next one on the chart. She's a chair hopper. So you have to be mindful of the type of client you dealing with. And the ones that's driving the Mercedes and the luxury vehicles, them bitches is broke. I hope y'all don't know that. They broke. Okay. So please don't think they ass got any
Stunning
money.
and
Okay.
fronting.
Yeah, they broke. They broke.
Wait, wait.
The Mercedes truck, the Mercedes car,
Listen.
all the pocketbook, the clothes. Them bitches is broke.
Stunning and
They can't pay
fronting.
for no makeup services. They don't want no quality wig. The wig is
Ooh.
matted up in the back. They
Ooh.
missing tracks. And if you ever look at their hair underneath,
Oh.
baby, okay, they ain't washed that shit since
Listen.
they was
Louise
born.
said, do you see the situation in Birmingham, Alabama with braiding shop? No, I don't know what that is. Keisha was like, what happened? Are you talking about someone that didn't pay? I was gonna say this too, Don.
Mm-hmm.
When I do a consultation and I'm talking to the client, the part of the consultation is whether or not I'm gonna decide to do your hair.
That
I don't
part.
take on everybody because I be like, what you want? Mm-mm,
Mhm.
honey, go down this
Yeah.
road and turn, make a left. Cause
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm telling y'all, I understand because what Don is saying, it's not even just that. Now you got to be a salesperson. I'm trying to sell myself to somebody that don't even want to pay.
Right.
Now I gotta be like, oh, I do this and I do that.
Right.
Oh, here go my word. And
Yeah.
now you doing the person hair. She already like, oh, don't do this. And she telling you it's too much work. And
Yeah.
listen, I can see you a mile away. And Don, you ain't lying. One more thing. The lady said, I was watching TikTok where a lady who was selling, I think it was Mercedes for 30 years, stopped. She quit. And they asked her why she quit. And she said, these people cannot afford these cars. They're coming in here and they're buying these cars and they're putting them on these, these deals, and the cars are being returned within 6 months of time. So she
Mm-hmm.
said it don't make no sense. Like, that's her money. So she
Right.
had to get out. These are the luxury cars. And listen, a lot of women, John, we gotta talk about this. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of women come to the shop. I remember that. We could come to the shop to stunt in front,
Yeah.
to brag about a man, to brag about the money and the clothes that they have and all this stuff or whatever, and they cannot afford it. And especially around the New Year's, y'all be killing me with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, honey, it's tax season. Please stop the foolishness. Don't come in here with that mess.
Yeah. Like the
Well,
lady
dang.
with the big 5 bedroom, 6 bedroom house with no cleaning lady. Like, why would you, bitch? Anybody back in the day had no 5, 6 bedroom house without no maid. You know what I mean? How you don't have no maid? You expect me to go to work, come home, and clean a 5 bedroom house?
You a whole slave. You know
Yeah,
what it's
you
like?
damn
No, it's
slave
like what they talk
driver.
about with the BBL,
No.
like with the BBLs when they said, "Child, they people making payments on their BBLs, they working their ass off."
Yes,
I said, "Well, they literally working their." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
yes, yes,
Um, you're right. Like, why would you get so much and then you can't get a maid? You can't even.
yeah.
And people don't know maids are not even expensive.
They're not. They're not. That's what
They're not expensive.
I don't. I've never understood that. Like, how are you
Mm-hmm.
here? And you like, why wouldn't you hire a maid?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Why,
dang.
why wouldn't you hire a maid in this house? That's why you tired. Black woman, that's why you are tired. You go out, you got to pay for this massive home. Yes, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous.
Right.
You
Right.
paying for it. You got this luxury vehicle. Okay, you can't afford a maid, you can't afford a hair and makeup person. You got all these expensive clothes, all these expensive items in this house. You're putting your money in material things that you're not investing in your body. You need to go get a trainer. You need to go get a dietitian. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? You need to
Mm-hmm.
hire a maid. You don't
Mm.
you don't put your money to increase your value. You know,
Right.
you have to invest in yourself to increase your value. Having a
Right.
beautiful house and the shit towed down, what's the point? Bitch, you can't even fix the roof. You can't put in you can't put your washing machine broke, plumbing issues, electrical
Mm-hmm.
issues. It's so much.
But
I don't understand it. And you're only living in one room.
and so they come into the salon. Let me tell y'all, we be seeing them a mile a minute. I was like, child, please. They come in that salon,
But,
honey. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You reading the comments?
what? Not one lie deleted. What is it?
No,
I
not one
don't
lie detected.
know.
Now B Jones say not one lie detected, honey. I used to,
Girl.
this when I used to go into especially the fleet. I be like, why are you trying to? And this is the thing I always be trying to say. I can't put you in heaven or hell. You ever had a
Right.
relative say that, honey? I can't put you in heaven or hell. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody, but it's a
That
lot
part.
of people that do that.
Yeah.
Um, here she says, Keisha say, the internet have people want to live a life that they cannot afford. And them people who y'all seeing, even them influencer, them people they renting out those places, they going in there and they
Yes.
taking pictures and stuff. Them people
Yes.
don't have that stuff,
Yes.
but we
It's
can believe in
staged.
that. Let me tell y'all something. Another thing. Let's go back to the hair. A lot of these celebrities who hairstyle y'all be wanting and stuff. And somebody said something. I'm gonna bring this out real quick. The '90s. Somebody made a point. I said, "Dang, that's so true." You know why so many people love the '90s? A lot of women are the '90s because in the '90s we had a lot of individuality.
Yeah.
Like you knew the Nia Longs, but it was Nia Long, and you knew Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox had her own style, her own
Right.
her
Right.
own thing or whatnot. Like we live in a society today where everybody thinks something is wrong with you when you're different, when you don't want to look like anybody. Because if everybody wearing lace wigs and everybody doing a pixie cut, I
All
want
the
me a
lace
pixie
fronts
cut.
look the same.
All the lace fronts
All the
look the
lace
same.
fronts look the same. They straight down, part here, part go over here on this side, part over on this side. Even when they wearing the part down the middle with the straight down, it's just a straight down wig. They all look like it's from the what you call the
I,
uh
I,
the rocket show, the Rocketeers.
the
The,
Jetsons?
no, the
Oh,
showgirls.
oh, I think about
Yeah,
midwives.
yeah,
What's
everybody
it?
look like like a showgirl, like they on Vegas showgirl or something like that.
I was
Every,
thinking
all
about the Nicole Kidman movie where they was all, I forgot what the name of it, something wives, where
the
they was all
housewives.
like
I remember that.
programmed.
I remember that one. But it's just it's like a lineup. All of them look the same. No one has any originality. They all look the same. All the young girls look the same. And these horrible ass eyelashes. The C curl eyelashes. What in the devil is that?
Wait, wait,
You look like a,
wait, wait,
raccoon
Don,
with
you
that. It's
wait. I'm
horrible.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. B Jones have me laughing. Everybody has the same three wigs and makeup too.
Yes, girl.
The same three wigs. Don, what it is? Part in the middle, part to the side. Don't forget them things. I'm like, and it actually is a compliment because I have some people saying, "Oh, you remind me of the '90s." I'm like, is that a compliment? And then I was like, I start watching some stuff lately. I'm like, oh, that is a compliment because I don't know. We're in this place. And Sean, keep going what you were saying. I just wanted to bring that out. I'm like, y'all don't have any originality or nothing. It's
None.
like such and such doing a such and such baby mama. The baby daddy was a rapper doing this, so I'm doing this. You don't even look to
Yeah.
see if it fits you.
Yeah.
You don't have your own thing. And then the biggest part is you don't even care if it's going to compromise your hair.
Right.
Now, when you look at all those women, I promise y'all, the women that I'm calling, they all had their edges. I always bring that out. The '90s women, a lot of them had their edges. The only one I can
Yeah.
think of who didn't have edges is Kim from what you said. I love too hard. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
You know that Countess who had the lace wig and then it got stained and it got infected. Countess, what's you call it from the Parkers. The
Yes,
cute girl
yes,
who could
yes,
sing.
yes, yes.
Girl, I remember she came on to tell me something. I love too hard. I said, oh my God. It almost took me all the way out. I said, I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
But she the only one that's from the '90s that, and I don't know, maybe her hair grew back or whatever, but she was the one that came out. And let me tell you this, I do want to say an apology to, and I thought about this too. It's so much stuff, y'all, we could talk about. But what's her name? The bad one of the baddest models we have, Naomi Campbell. And we used her a lot with the lace front because she had lost her edges and stuff. And I said, who was doing her hair and her makeup
Girl,
at that time?
remember back then, um, um at that level you didn't have any black stylists, so, and you didn't
Right,
have anyone that actually cared about
right.
our hair and what to do. So it's just within the past 20 years that anybody really even took black hair care seriously, when it came
Right.
out with this natural trend movement, when they stopped the relaxers. It's like it halted and made us more aware, and I think that's what saved a lot of us. But it was
Mhm.
still a certain number of us that just completely lost our hairline with the quick weaves, with the shortcut quick weaves. Like those
Right.
girls, uh they eventually went to the lace fronts when the lace started coming out. And now they see that it's so much of their hair is coming out, so they're now putting it on hold. And I'm like, the lace was intended for Hollywood.
Right.
That all came from Hollywood. So of course it spilled over into the drag queen shows. So when the
Right.
regular girls was like, okay, well, what is that? So it kind of
Oh,
creeped its way onto the main the mainstream, which is the streets.
Right.
Right. So
Street.
then everybody, and then once the regular people get a hold to it, then you can just forget it. Because they're
Oh
gonna
my
go ahead and be
God.
like, girl, this all you need to do. Girl, I can do this. So you begin to have unlicensed people that can put on a lace front. So they jumped in on the market just to put on the lace front. That's why it's no style. It's just a barrel curl, comb
Right.
this down, do a little snip, and just do a little wand curl, and
But they,
that's the style. And it's horrible. It's
yep,
absolutely horrible.
Don, they give tutorials on baby hair.
Good night.
I said, what? I saw that on YouTube. I said, oh my God. We are, listen, y'all. Donna, and so I want to go back to Naomi Campbell. I was like, who does she have?
Yeah.
This lady opened doors for so many of the black models that we have today. And I was thought about it because I remember I used to post, if you go way back, I had a thing of her, and I'm like, she didn't have anybody advocate, because one of the things I noticed, I was looking at some of the influencers, and they said that girl I was telling you about, she said, I make sure I have a black stylist, a black hairstylist, everybody, she just want black. And you know what I'm saying? Because she said, and she had to fight for it. She was going to the Met Gala. They gave her 2 weeks to find people. Everybody else
Wow.
had a whole year to get a designer and everything. They gave her 2 weeks. I
Wow.
said, wow. So, I listened to these stories and I'm like, dang. So that means they had to do what they had to do. And I was like, that was some stuff. That took some boldness to let other people do your hair who could care less about your hair, don't want to learn about your hair, and just put all this stuff in like they doing their people, and it don't, and your hair is breaking off and falling out. You reading
Well, they're
these
making the
comments, Don?
models shave their hairs now. The models,
Huh?
all the black models now, mainstream models. I just saw it showing that where they're making them cut their hair off
Why?
because they don't have any. They don't want to be bothered with having to do their hair, so they're
Oh
they're
my
making them
God.
cut their hair off. Because they was like, well, why are there so many black models that are bald? So someone did a story on it, and the backstory was that they don't have anyone to do their hair. So to avoid having to bring someone in to do their hair, they just tell them to cut their hair off.
So you and y'all over here advocating, want to know why we just doing. If you don't go sit down somewhere, so they still they still got their hair. They don't have to shave their
Right,
hair.
right.
Man, come on, we have to do better. Keisha say, you know what, Coach Lee, y'all need to do an AI video and have a virtual funeral and repass for those dang edges and 10-inch lashes. Oh my God.
Oh,
No, Don. Let me tell you what I had to do. I had to do a video on this. You know that what's the nails that they do where they make them like a point? I
mm-hmm.
forgot what they call them. They make them like long and they got a point, like it comes like vampire like nails or whatever.
The points.
Yeah. Girl, they doing it for the feed. I said I'm done.
What?
I said, please, y'all, please. I don't understand if it's just we just looking for a crowd for help. I
It
said all that
is.
in the video.
It is.
Um,
All of those things are tied to is low self-esteem,
yeah,
right? It's a
yeah,
cry for help because the lower your self-esteem, the more grotesque the beauty service.
right.
So to me it's a clear sign. So when I see those the lashes, when I see the nails, that's do you know how much bacteria is underneath those long nails?
Oh, them lashes look gross. I ain't gonna lie. I put
I
them
saw
up there
one
too.
young
Them.
lady, her eyes was like bloodshot red. I'm like, girl, you can't see that your eyelashes are infected. Your eyes are affected. You are right now. You're having an allergic reaction. You know, but we don't.
Let me see.
The
Tanya Mathis say RuPaul. Yes. Now RuPaul did really start stuff too. You ain't lying. Because whoever his makeup artist was and his hair, it was on point. Mindful moment with Melissa. Hey, are you all familiar with any hairstylists in Atlanta? Have you heard of the stylist Eaton Beaver? Eaton Beaver is in Atlanta. Somebody say, yeah. Oh, okay, thanks. B Jones, bye y'all. I can't wait to join the next live. Gotta go get my fro ready. for sleep. Peace and blessings. All right, B Jones. B Jones funny, honey. 86.98. Keisha put a coffin. Oh, coffin nails. Thank you, Keisha. Yeah, the coffin nail. Girl, that girl had it so long on her toes. I said, now what's she wearing? What are you wearing? And it, it was a hot mess. Keisha said, yeah, they had those pointy nails for the feet. I saw that and I was like, y'all done ran out in my southern dialect.
You
Oh my
belong.
God.
You
And it's
belong
like
in the outhouse.
now and listen, let me tell you what's so sick about us. When you go in them comments, that picture that I took, when I go in the comments,
Hmm.
ooh, beautiful. Girl, you did that.
What?
Girl, where you went at? It was only one person that was funny. They said, where you went at so I won't make mistake and go there. Child, I was hollering. Cynthia Erivo, pointed nails and bald. Wow. I saw this is Ronan Scarlett, 9943. I saw a great article in Vogue about a Belgian stylist called what is it? Dildo? All right, Dido. I don't know. But why is it because they run out of hairstylists that don't want to come to the thing to do their hair? Because I don't understand why they would let white hairstylists come and not, just have black hairstylists. Like I don't understand why they would have to be shaved bald.
They're not gonna go out of their way to accommodate you. That's number one. So nobody's gonna go out of their way to accommodate a black person. Negroes, no. Okay, we still live. This is a very racist world. Okay, so nobody's gonna
2025.
go out of their way to accommodate you. That's just how it is. So if you're here and you're on this platform, you're gonna have to eat this shit that we serve.
Right.
Okay, and that means okay, so you're beautiful. Okay, they think that you're beautiful. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. So cut your hair off. So it's the people in
Wow.
power that, I don't think you're beautiful. You may have the walk or you may have the look, and I don't have the time to be dealing with your hair. Now I have to go and find somebody to deal with your hair. I already have a show to put on. We're selling clothes. Now I'm selling clothes. I'm a designer. I don't have time to go and find somebody to deal with your hair. You understand what I'm saying? So it's easier to cut you off because that's how they see us. Bitch, you out of
Mm,
here. Bitch, cut that shit off. Yeah, you look good. Bald, coming down stage. You don't need no hair. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's gonna dehumanize us, they don't tell the white girl to cut off all her hair. They're gonna take her hair and slick it back in a ponytail.
that's right.
Okay, you can't slick the black girl hair in a ponytail. Shit, you could put her faux afro puffs in her head, and it's still
Right.
Afrocentric, right? If you knew somebody that knew how to style her hair or care how to, she could wear her own hair. She could wear a nice little afro. You could blow it out, pick it out, right? But no, you choose not to do that because you don't want anything ethnic on your stage other than her blackness. That's it. Her hair is too ethnic. The
This is
hair makes her
just
more ethnic.
this is just a
I don't
clear
know how that is.
this is
Hmm.
a clear understanding where they want you. They need you. They need you to make the money, but they don't want to be bothered with you. It's
Right.
like the beauty supply stores. They don't want you in their stores, but they just want your
Right.
money. If
Exactly.
they can service you through a window,
Right.
they would service you through a window. The mindful moment with Melissa, they tell the Sudanese models they don't need makeup. Oh, that's what the girl was saying. She said she grew up in the era. Of course her father's African. She said they kept telling her she didn't need makeup, and she said this was '09. She was like, "What do you mean we don't need makeup? I need makeup." You know what I'm saying? So she said
Hmm.
she grew up in that era. I was like, I didn't even know it was an era where they was telling black women they don't. I know black women was like, I know we was like, oh, I don't need makeup. I'm like, no, honey,
Hmm.
you need some makeup. You
Yeah.
need some makeup, honey. Stop. Please, that's another thing. Please, I'm not saying you like you was trying to, but it would help.
Yeah.
Makeup is to enhance. It's not a disgrace to wear makeup. Makeup actually protects your skin. People don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Keisha says, but that's how God created you. And why is that a mistake? Shaking my head. Well, you already listen. Y'all better wake up. Back at the ranch, y'all around here doing tutorials on baby hair. I don't understand it. That's what we back at the ranch. That's what we got going on. What
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I look at these people. I'm looking at celebs, and I'm like, what is going on with our community?
Mm-hmm.
We got to wake up. I'm sorry. We need to. We out here on the battlefield, Don. Beauty pioneers doing what we do best. But it's really, really sad. I did not know that. That angers me to know that they telling the black women that they got to shave their hair.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, and it's like it's out in clear sight. It's not even something that they like. No, 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 no. It's not talked about. It's out here. I wouldn't even want to work for. I don't care who it is. I would not want to work for them for that. But you know what? A lot of them are young, and they like they need the money, and that's how it goes. She says mindful moments with Melissa. They do the makeup for the white models, but really didn't have the right foundation for the black models. Yes, I've heard that. I'm like, dang, this thing is deep. So when we talk about racism, I guess I'm talking on the low scale. It's all the way up high. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It's something to. And let me tell you something. I watched something too where the lady made the comment. She said, uh, I think she was talking about marriage. She said that the marriage couples are okay till the skin get darker. It's in everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
we know that us having a conversation is not going to diminish what's out there, but what will diminish what's out there is black women taking back their beauty, not just their hair, their skin, all their bodies, taking care of themselves and all those things, taking that back, taking that money that you're pouring into. You want to boycott that, boycott things like that. Educate, and then once you learn, teach someone else
Yeah.
and change what we got going on. Because really, we are the buyers in this industry. We are the one that's spending most of the money. They know you would eat it up. They don't even want you wearing their clothes that they wear. That's why I tell them quick. If it's something nice, I don't like anything that has signatures. I got a Gucci bag. I can't stand that Gucci bag.
Yeah.
I can't say it because I was young and didn't know no better. And it was the signature hobo bag with the braid. I don't know if you remember that one. My
Mm-hmm.
friend was like, Lee, I still got it. I was like, oh, I didn't take it out. My friend, I had that bag for about 15 years. I said, child, please. Because I don't want to wear it and I don't want to even give it to somebody to market. I'm not marketing for you. You don't care about me in your clothes. You don't care about my hair. That's where you make products that cause cancers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't care about my skin. That's why, or the tones and different things like that. I'm so grateful that God blessed us with chemists that's coming out and just doing things, making makeup. Dawn, shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Dawn Ferguson. Products. What is it? Dawn Ferguson Beauty Products. Shout out to
Dawn Beauty.
her. Huh?
Dawn Cosmetics.
Dawn Cosmetic Child. Y'all understand. You see the lipstick. All right, that means I'm getting sleepy, y'all. So
Girl.
Dawn, you out. Well, you looking cute, child.
Likewise. I'm up here trying to
Yep.
pray for the other swelling to go down on this side.
You can't even notice it.
Oh,
What you
it's
put?
there.
Hey, I need a tint. I want a tint thing. I don't want to have to put on makeup every day. I want like a tint, like with a little
Mm-hmm.
thing on it. You recommend a good one? I'm gonna text you. Don. Oh, look at Keisha, child. She's so petty. Don Cosmetics. Keisha, it's time for you to go to sleep too. Y'all so petty. But again, guys, remember we will be on Beauty Pioneers next week. Don't be looking crazy. We will be on Beauty Pioneers next week. So if you have not joined, Swelling, you look beautiful. Oh, thank you, Mindful Moments with Melissa. She said, Dawn Swelling with a question mark. You look beautiful. Keisha said, I noticed it, but her skin is still nice. Keisha, go to Keisha. I ain't noticed it. I
Keisha, you know my
can't notice it.
face is swollen. See? Yes.
Girl, Keisha buying every
Keisha,
product that we done put up here. You
girl,
can't trust
Keisha
nothing
paying
Keisha say,
attention.
honey.
Thanks,
But
Keisha.
it, but I want to thank you guys for making it possible for us to go on live on Beauty Pioneers next week, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love you guys to pieces. Put the reminder on there on next Sunday. On where? On my page, Keisha? Donna, stop. Oh, I think she was trying to say Don, stop. On my page, put the reminder. Well, you already know I'm about to light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Anyway, y'all, Keisha, you taking too long to type, child. I'm tired. I gotta do a whole nother video.
Oh
So,
no. Another video
girl,
tonight?
I
Gone,
ain't got no
girl.
choice. I was running the streets, the community tab. Girl, oh, you know what, you're right, because people be paying attention to that community tab. Yes, my page. Okay, I'll do that as well. I'll do that all through the week. And on my TikTok, and y'all do the same. All right. We love you guys. Thank you again. Don, nothing but love for my
Yes.
sister.
Appreciate
Bye.
you. Bye, Keisha.